What's going on, everybody? It's Monkey Farm. We're back on the Hermitcraft Amplified server. Got a special treat for you guys today. We're going to get building on the mob spawner again, as you saw in the beginning. I hope you guys liked the time lapse. I was tearing down the mushroom blocks around the spawner. Still breeding all the cows over here. Have about close to 90 cows, so we're pretty much almost there. We're ready to get the steakhouse built. But today we are going to get started on what we're really going to build over at the mob spawner. Mob spawner's still there, of course, but why don't we take the old train track since we haven't built the underwater one yet. Alright, we're back up here. We are at the top near the mob spawner floor, I guess you could say. We're about 10 or 11 blocks underneath, and I've got the first layer here of what we're going to be building. Now, I assume by whatever I end up naming this video, you'll probably know what I'm going to be building, but if not, we are going to build a Death Star, a Star Wars Death Star, and I didn't bring any dirt blocks, so I'm going to be wasting some blocks here to kind of build this. I guess I can do my little cobblestone, and I don't mind losing that one. But I'm going to build this layer by layer. I kind of have a little template mapped out or written down based on kind of setting up a gigantic sphere in a creative world. So that's what I'm going to be building off of, and hopefully I will be able to do another time lapse of this. But I don't know how much we're going to finish today. Let's see. I have quite a few blocks. I don't think I'm going to finish or fill in everything. What I'm going to do is kind of build the outer rings as kind of like the skeleton of the whole thing, and then I'll end up filling it in later, because it's not all going to be smooth stone. I'll probably have some, either I'll mix cobblestone in or stone bricks or something like that, because as you probably know, the Death Star does have some different dividing lines that go through the sphere and everything. So I'm just going to build this slowly real quick, and I'll give you guys an update as I see fit, as I've built enough to kind of show you. And yeah, and hopefully we'll get this thing looking pretty good by the end of today's episode. Unfortunately, well, a while ago I gave you guys a couple choices of what you think I should build, and I was really kind of wanting to build a UFO up here and use some beams. What am I talking about? Beams. Some beacons. And but the problem is that we can't point beacons down, so that would be useless for a UFO, because the beacons point down and they hover over cows or people or whatever and beam them up, right? Well, the only way we could do that is to beam beacons from the ground up at the UFO, but then it has to be see-through, because if there's a block above the beacon, the beam won't show, and if I put a hole in the mob spawner, it'll let light in through the top, and there's no block that blocks light that the beacon can go through. Unfortunately, so we're kind of stuck there with I know what I can do. I can silk touch some of these blocks back. I hate wasting these things for some reason. And yeah, so anyway, it turns out, it wouldn't make sense having beams, and what would be really cool actually for the Death Star is if we could point beams sideways, but we can't do that either. That would be great. I would do a green beam pointed over there somewhere or something, because of course the real Death Star, the Death Star in the movie has a green beam that kind of all shoots together, and that's what they use to destroy all the planets and all that stuff. So that would have been cool too, but we'll improvise with what we have. And anyway, I think it'll be pretty cool. All right, we're back, and I've gotten 6 layers or so of the circle or sphere laid out. I've got the kind of the what do you call it? The midpoint ring going around up to at least halfway up. So it makes it easy for me to kind of connect these blocks in a ring this way. because I have a couple different ways I'm looking at this that you can't really see. I have each layer horizontally laid out, so I know on layer 7 I need to be out 14 blocks from the center, not counting the center, and then this ring, this outer edge here goes, let's see, from the center 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I go 2, and then 1, and then 2, and then if I start from the other side, things should match up. So I've got 5 again. That's the same as that. Then 2 here, 1 block here, and I can always get these blocks. Whoops! I can always get these blocks back, but I just need to place them so that I can, you know, place this block. And it actually helps to do that because that way I can match things up with the pictures I'm looking at. So we had 2 blocks, then 1, then we need 2 again, and then we need 1 back here. So that lines up in the middle there. So I can take this block back. And that's what I do. So I don't know, hopefully that made sense. It gets easier. Once you do a couple layers, you know how to look at your pictures. There was a video I did several years ago that still pretty much holds up as long as the image generating website or software that you use is still working, because basically what these there's websites, and check out, I'll try to find the link and put it on the screen or in the description, that there's a bunch of sites that will kind of generate spheres and circles for you, and it'll cut them out by layer. So what you have to do is just find your middle spot, you know, count 5 blocks, then move back a row, and, you know, do 2 blocks and back a row, then 2 blocks and back a row, like that. And you know exactly where to put the blocks. And you know, it gets easy once you do a couple layers. And the problem is I just have a lot of layers to do. All right. We are back, and I actually messed up part of the, I guess, what do you call it, the middle point ring I had built on the outside. So I had to take those down, but we did get everything figured out, and things are looking good so far. Let me check this, see things look symmetrical. Did I mess anything up? No, everything looks pretty good. So hopefully, yeah, I don't see any errors yet. So once we get to the top half, that'll be a piece of cake. The bottom is really kind of the difficult part, you know. Luckily I haven't fallen off yet. So anyway, but that is it for now. I will do some work in between now and next episode and try to get more of this done for you. And we will put the laser thing on. Normally I would be on the top half of the Death Star, but since that's way up here and nobody would see it, I'll probably put it directly on the side, kind of like right here, and we'll point it towards home base, which is over there. And hopefully, you know, we'll think of something fun to do with it, some way to have a laser coming out of it and killing something. But anyway, that is it for now. I hope you guys like it, and we'll see you next time.